Have you ever wondered why God feels so silent? It's late at night. You sit scrolling endlessly, searching for meaning. But nothing fills the silence inside. The glow of the screen fades, yet the echo in your heart grows louder. Why can't I hear God guiding me? At work, deadlines chase you, but direction feels absent. In family, love mixes with arguments until guilt sits heavy on your chest. And deep inside, you carry an invisible weight, like dragging yesterday's emotional garbage into today. It feels like walking through fog without a compass. A divine whisper may be near, yet drowned out by the noise of your own mind. But what if God's voice was never absent? What if silence itself was his loudest call? Ibn Arabi once said, "When the heart is polished, it reflects the real like a clear mirror." So the question is not whether God speaks. The question is, what clouds the mirror of your soul? And how can you learn to listen again? Why do you keep missing the voice that guides? Ibn Arabi compared the human self to a labyrinth, a maze of pride, desire and fear. You chase wealth, approval, or certainty, hoping each turn will bring peace. Yet every corridor ends in confusion. Think of someone who prays only for wealth. They may get it, yet drowned in anxiety, still feeling empty. This is proof. Ego muffles divine guidance. In Ibn Arabi's time, rulers and scholars were no different. He saw men lost in the same maze, fighting wars, betraying allies blinded by greed. They spoke of God, but rarely heard him. The labyrinth traps you because you keep chasing echoes of your own desires. But the voice of God does not echo. It waits in stillness. Have you noticed how your mind never stops spinning? Ibn Arabi taught that time is like a great wheel. On the rim, people run endlessly, caught between regret for the past and fear of the future. On that rim, God's voice is drowned by noise. You replay old mistakes, wondering what if I had chosen differently? Or you fear tomorrow's uncertainty. What if I fail? Both voices steal the present moment. But at the center of the wheel lies stillness. At the center, time is silent, and the divine whisper can be heard. The truth is simple. You miss God's voice not because he is absent, but because you stand too far from the center. What if your heart itself is the instrument of listening? Ibn Arabi called the heart a mirror, but when covered with dust, anger, envy, distraction, it cannot reflect divine speech. One of his students confessed his rage toward an enemy. Ibn Arabi reminded him, "That man is your mirror. He reflects your impatience." Through remembrance, the student discovered God's voice in what he once hated. Dust on glass does not erase the sunlight. It only blocks its reflection. Clean the heart through prayer and remembrance, and suddenly the light returns. When your mirror is clear, you don't force God to speak. You simply hear what has been echoing all along. What guides you when everything feels chaotic? Ibn Arabi said every soul carries a compass, Fitrah, the natural orientation toward God. Yet storms of desire and fear pull you away from its direction. Think of a sailor. In the middle of a storm, the sea screams louder than the compass. But a wise sailor trusts the compass, not the waves. In the same way, your heart's compass always points to the real. You only need to trust its pull more than the chaos around you. Ibn Arabi wrote, "The cosmos is a book, each moment a verse." Listening to God means reading this book verse by verse, in silence. Could it be that life itself is already God's voice? Ibn Arabi believed every event, joy or pain, is a sacred page in the divine book. A setback at work, a betrayal from a friend, even moments of laughter, each carries a hidden message. In exile, far from home, Ibn Arabi did not see random fate. He read hardship as divine handwriting. An unveiling Kashf, the cosmos is not mute. It speaks through experience. But you must read with the eyes of the heart. When you treat each moment as a verse, even suffering turns into revelation. So how can you hear God's voice in the middle of modern chaos? Morning, Kashf unveiling. Begin with 5 minutes of silence after prayer. Imagine the day as a page already written. Your task is not to control the ink, but to read the words. Instead of dreading a meeting, see it as a verse waiting for you. Daytime. Encounters as mirrors. Every person reflects something within you. When anger rises, pause. What is this mirror polishing in me? Like Ibn Arabi's student, you may realize the enemy reveals your own impatience. Evening. Gratitude and Insan al-Kamil. At night, review your day, not by wins or losses, but by which divine qualities you embodied. Patience, mercy, wisdom. Gratitude transforms memory into a garden instead of a prison. Science echoes this wisdom. Mindfulness reshapes the brain's stress patterns through neuroplasticity. Emotional contagion shows that one calm presence can shift the energy of a whole room. God's voice is missed not because he hides, but because you are distracted. Through small, steady habits, you begin to tune your soul back to his frequency. So what changes when you finally begin to listen? You discover peace is not far away. It has been waiting inside, and this peace does not end with you. One clear heart softens a family. One family in clarity can influence a community, and soon, the garden of presence spreads one soul at a time. But be careful. Don't seek God's voice to feel superior or special. That plants thorns instead of flowers. True listening requires pure intention. Neuroscience confirms. Repeated reflection builds new mental patterns. Your inner calm becomes contagious, shaping others without words, and in the end, Ibn Arabi's whisper returns.